Hey guys, it's Viridian, and we are going to be showing uh, my thoughts behind my picks in a cube draft. Hopefully this will help somebody, or if you just want to be entertained on what you would be picking, etc., etc. Another great way to learn would just be to watch pros. They wouldn't have the same cube, but just go onto YouTube, find a cube draft of a pro, and you can can't think of the right word to use, but take aspects of what they're doing. Anyway, so we'll be on CubeTutor. This doesn't actually let you play the deck afterwards, but it's great for showing this. I also wanted to show that it is on Tapped Out, and I'll have both links in the description. You can just, yeah. Anyway, so for Tapped Out, you just have to go to draft this cube. I'll just go to it so you can see. And you can change the time amount you get for each pack, how many slots there is, and how many bots will fill up those slots if you don't have enough drafters. The differences between the two: Tapped Out is better if you want to find people to draft with, talk with them while you're drafting, and yeah, just be able to draft with people. CubeTutor is better looking and doesn't have a time count, which is better for if you're starting off, but later you might want to use Tapped Out just to keep yourself going fast while drafting. But anyway, just going back to CubeTutor. For this one, all you have to do is go to the link, go to playtest, click draft. But anyway, now we'll actually start the real video. Okay, so pack one, pick one here. There's lots of options, but there's one card in particular I'm looking at. But we'll look through all the cards, and I'll talk about a good few of them. Notable cards: there's Chain Lightning is one of the better burn spells in aggro. Fire and Ice has nice versatility. Kira can protect creatures very nicely in aggro and sometimes mid-range. Tree Speaker, nice ramp. Survival goes great in Reanimator or anything you can make work with it, especially if you pick up a Squee. You just have a constant engine of creature tutoring. Shriekmaw is great removal, and the rest are somewhat lackluster. Nezumi's okay, but not first pickable. Soldier is nice for an aggro deck, but also not first pickable. Moldavine is okay. Bloodghast you can find synergies for, but not something you pick first. The card that I want the most is Muldrifter. It gives you options throughout the game. You can evoke it and just have that 2-card draw on turn 3, and later can be a 5-cost flyer that draws 2, and then you can use flicker effects to get more card draw. It's just very versatile and good. Pack 2. Graveborn Muse for good card draw. Vapor Snag keeps its own Keller and is pseudo removal. Fire Drain Crusader, not really good here. Wake Thrasher is a good aggro card, does not work well with Mole Drifter. We can always just ignore Mole Drifter though if something wants us to go a different way. Time Rad doesn't fit at all with Mole Drifter, and I don't want it. It's also multicolored, which is bad for early picks. You want to keep yourself open. Stomping Ground, good fixing. If I thought I was going towards 3 colors, I don't want to force anything for this draft. I want to show more of what I would do if I'm just going straight off of what I think the best route is for those packs. Fanatic of Mogus is a good aggro finisher. Talrand, if I were to go more spell-based. Eternal Dragon is nice for fixing, because it can go search for a Shockland that's a plains. It doesn't say basic plains. And then it's late game and has some interaction-y stuff about it. A whole bunch of other fixing lands, and Farseek, which would let us ramp up. I don't think I actually said anything about Fire Imp. It's a nice little dude that just has value to him. Just kill off another dude or something. Things that I am looking at, Fire Imp, Farseek, and Eternal Dragon, and maybe Vapor Snag. But the 2 cards that I'm looking at the most are Fire Imp and Eternal Dragon. They give me the most value, and I think, well, all color combos work well, but I'm thinking about other cards that I could mix together with those. I think I'm going to take the Eternal Dragon. Okay, so here there's Oracle. If I wanted to go ramp, that would take me 3 color though. Karmic Guide is a really nice thought here. I could like evoke Mole Drifter and bring it back with Karmic Guide, or I could find a lot of synergies within the cube for Karmic Guide. Chandra would once again take me 3 color. I'm just gonna rush through a couple of those cards and just move on. Marsh Flats for fixing. I do have a white card, and I could end up getting a like white-blue Shockland to fetch up with that. Hero Bladehold is excellent if I wanted to go more mid-rangey. I'm thinking I want more interactions and all sorts of crazy stuff to be able to do whatever I feel like, and I think Karmic Guide gives me more versatility. If you didn't catch that, Hero and Karmic Guide were the ones that I'm thinking about the most, but I'm taking the Karmic Guide. Okay. Upheaval, if I wanted to pick up a bunch of mana ramp and do some stuff where I created a ton of mana, use up 6 of it, and then everybody has nothing, and then I play out something with the remaining mana. Wall of Omens is just a decent card that draws cards and is a nice wall. Godless Shrine, if I wanted to start trying to go into something Espery. Oblivion Ring for nice removal. Thalia, if I wanted to go more aggressive. Fauna Shaman, if I want to pitch something and then bring it back with Karmic Guide. I think I just take the Oblivion Ring here. It's good removal, and yeah. Okay, so Temple Garden, if I wanted to go green, white, blue. Mana Leak is excellent. Ponder for card draw. Wrath of God if I wanted to go control. And I think I just take Mana Leak here. There's nothing else really calling my name, and it's Counterspell. It's in my colors, and it's really good. Okay, Tradewind Rider can kind of get ridiculous near the end of a game. You just always keep tapping things and return a permanent to the owner's hand. Makes it hard for them to really gain too much of a board's presence, and if you have effects to untap them, it gets a little out of hand. Lingering Souls if I wanted to go Esper once again. I don't think any of the rest of this is really worth considering going out of color. Quarter Paladin is for aggro, so I don't really want it. I'm taking the Faith's Fetters. It has most versatility, gains lives, gets you back into games. Okay. So there's Into the Royal. That's nice removal with card draw tacked onto it. Creeping Tar Pit if I wanted to go Esper. Diabolic Servitude if I tried to go Reanimator, which I have a Karmic Guide. And Eternal Dragon that I can pitch to itself, so that's not entirely out of the question. Serum Visions for a little bit of card draw, though it's the worst of all the card draw spells, 1 mana card draw spells. It's still very good. Kukusho if I wanted to do some sort of sacrifice type thing where I can go off with him and just sack and bring him back and do all sorts of stuff to kill off the life total. Decree of Pain if I wanted to go more controlling. I'm going to take the Diabolic Servitude. I'm only thinking of it as an option, but if I get good options for Reanimator, that makes it very possible and very good. Okay, most of the time CubeTutor is very accurate on what would be left unpacked, but I have no idea why Elish Norn would still be here. I'm gonna take it. And with that in here now, if I can pick up the Reanimator stuff, I'm probably going to. Nezumi Graveyard Robber, if I can remove their graveyard, he becomes a Reanimator creature thing. And the rest of this is nothing of what I want, so I'm gonna take him. For this pick, I don't want any of the lands. Vapor Snag is okay, but not great. Graveborn Muse gets me more card draw. So it's between Graveborn Muse and Vapor Snag. I very often end up cutting Vapor Snag. It's a little better in like tempo or an aggro that's splashing blue. I'm just gonna take the Graveborn Muse, and I'll more likely play that. Murder's Cut is pretty good because I will be dumping a lot of things in the graveyard, and it will usually end up being a 1 cost instant that says destroy target creature. Johnny Vengeance is very good, but I don't think I'll be splashing a 3rd killer, or 4th killer. I'm just gonna take the cut. And here, this is a pretty easy Underground River. I don't really want Wall, Thalia's aggro, and Ancient Tomb does not work well in 3 color decks. And we wield an Animate Dead, and that's pretty great. There's also Llanowar Waste, but yeah, I don't need that. And Watery Grave, that's nice. And what the heck? Alright. So here's some goodies. Fact or Fiction is really good card draw, and also dumps things in the grave so that we can then reanimate them. Phantasmal Image can copy something we reanimated, so that we have 2 of something ridiculous. Tension Sphere for good removal, but I think it comes down between Fact or Fiction or Shieldred. Shieldred is like an excellent reanimator target. There are plenty of other ways to discard cards so that I can get reanimator happening. Fact or Fiction is incredibly good, but I think I want the Shieldred for one of the most premium reanimator targets. Okay. So there's a Remand to stall for the early game, which is good in this. You just want to be able to stall to like turn 4 or 5 and then drop something beefy. What else? I'd talk through any of the rest of this, but it's really not worth considering. Gideon would be great if I was something just mid-rangey or control, but it doesn't really fit the theme. It would be something I would keep in if I was low on playables, but I want synergy over just the stupid card. And there's no point in counter picking or anything. I'm just gonna take Remand. Okay. Looter Core is actually really nice just because it comes down really early and can hit for tiny bits of damage while also drawing cards and enabling discard for reanimation. Arid Mesa could grab Shockland with white. Mother of Ruins can protect one of our big old reanimated things. She gets that much better in something like this where your things are so worth keeping around. It's not just an aggro with a bunch of insignificant things that just do enough. So I think it's definitely Looter or Mother. Yeah. Dragonlord would be better in aggro. Why did I just say aggro? Mid-range or control, depending on if the control had board wipes. Deep Analysis is nice, but not as good for us as the other things. I'm gonna take Mother Rooms. There's some friends that are gonna make fun of that pick, but because I do play her fairly often, but she is that good. In this pack we have Jace for card draw, Swords Depositors for removal, Zori's Charm for multiple things, and Woodvault Primus is a very good reanimation target. I'm actually going to take the Primus. You don't actually have to be in the color of the creature for Reanimator as long as you have enough discard outlets and enough reanimation spells to make it good enough that you can just pitch him and he will always be just a reanimation target. You can't ever hardcast him, but he has an amazing ability, and if we get something like Recurring Nightmare, you can sack him to it and he comes back and does his ability, and you also get the new creature. Okay. Pack Rat gives us a discard outlet. And I'm thinking that's just what I need. Yeah, Impulse is great card draw. Mind Stone is good. Braids would be good if we had multiple things to sacrifice. But I'm just gonna take Pack Rat. Blood Gift Demon is nice card draw. Body Double is kind of like a reanimation spell. And Necrotal is nice in these decks because if you get something like Recurring Nightmare, you can switch between a big reanimation target and him to kill off things. So I think it comes down to Body Double and Necrotal. And I'm just going to take the Body Double for more ways to abuse what I'm doing. Izzet Charm would be really nice if I could play it, but it's got red in it. Fleshbag is okay. There's not really anything I want here, so there's actually the thought of if I steal this Hallowed Burial, it keeps a control deck away from tucking away all my reanimation targets instead of them just killing them, and then I can reanimate them again. If there were anything I even slightly wanted in this, I would not make a counter pick, but I'm going to. Okay. Quick Caves of Kolios for fixing, and Waterfront Bouncer for a discard outlet. Waterfront Bouncer is like one of the best discard outlets I could have, and I need more, so I'm gonna take him. For this pick, there's a Detention Sphere for removal, Core Sanctifiers for sideboard, probably if I wanted to kill off an artifact or enchantment that was bothering me. Skin Render for the same reason as Necrotal in that last pack. well, a couple packs ago. And Dark Confidant, it would hurt me a lot in this deck. Tide Hollow Scholar is actually pretty nice. So I think I'm looking at the top 3. Probably just actually Detention Sphere and Tide Hollow. I'm just gonna take Detention Sphere to cover options. And then here, Raise the Alarm and Soltari don't really fit. Nothing here really fits, but Serenity Freak can just be a nice body sometimes. It may just possibly get thrown in, so I'll just take it. And I got Looteriel Core back, and I'll definitely take that. And then we're back on this pack, and there's the Swords, Plowshares, and Chase. I think I actually want the Swords. I don't really have any early removal. I can take this Primordial. It's actually a pretty decent reanimator target. And I'll take Abrupt Decay. Not really afraid of Student of Warfare. Either one would be a counter pick. But Abrupt Decay can destroy Animate Dead. Alright, on this pack. There's a Hallowed Fountain, which I actually don't have a blue-white land yet. Angel of Serenity can be a nice reanimator target that I would be able to cast if I had to. Miscalc for early game counterspell. And card draw if I desperately need it. Just gonna take the Hallowed Fountain. I don't really need Miscalc that much, and nothing else is that extravagant. For this one, Lily of the Veil can be incredible in this deck. You get to actually take advantage of her +1, and she's just an amazing planeswalker. Daze is wonderful in this type of deck because you can actually play something on the turn it needs to be played and have Daze up for backup. It's just a thought of mana problems. Don't know if Lily will get in the way. But I'm gonna have to be playing these black cards pretty early anyways. So I'm gonna have to scalp around that anyways, and I think Lily's more powerful. Okay, there's another blue-white fixing land, which I'm heavily considering, and Deprive. Vindicate covers a lot of options, but with some of the mana restrictions in this deck, I think I'm just gonna take the Glacial Fortress. Okay. Una would be alright as a reanimator target. Far and away gives us a lot of versatility. And then there's really nothing else for us. I'm gonna take the far and away. Misty can search up at least 2 shocklands now. Parallax Wave can take away a board state sometimes. And then there's really nothing else for us. I don't want to stock up on these green reanimation targets. I only want like 1, because you have to have at least some that you can hardcast if you need to. Grim Monolith lets us get up to crazy mana and cast reanimation targets if I need to. Baleful Strix is just really good in the early game, and I think I actually won it. It's got card draw. It keeps the early game sort of locked up. Una's Prowler is a really nice discard outlet. So is Llanowar Mentor, but we're not green. And the rest of this I don't really want. I'm just gonna take the Prowler. Oh, there's a Necromancy. So that's another reanimation spell. And Malunku's good, Bitter Blossom's good, Innocent Blood's good, but I want the Necromancy. I'll just take Angel of Serenity just in case I want it. For this one, I don't really want any of this, but I guess I'll take Warder. Once again, don't really want any of this. I'll take Commander, because it can get out of hand sometimes. And for this one, I'll take Una. I don't want the Fiend Hunter at all. I'm just gonna take Den Protector away from somebody because it's just a good card. And for this one, nobody would have wanted this land if it's gone this late, so just take Young Pyromancer and maybe somebody would have wanted that. Alright, so we're at deck building. First we'll put in our reanimation spells. And then there's the Grave Robber, which is pseudo reanimation target, or not target, creator, whatever you want to call that. And then our best discard outlets in Bouncer, Pack Rat, Prowler, Lily, and then our targets: Shieldred, Elish Norn, Eternal Dragon, Woodfall Primus, and I think I actually do want the Angel of Serenity. Muldrifter for good card draw. Oh yeah, Karmic Guide for another reanimation spell, kind of. Faith Fetters for keeping us in a game and being very versatile. I definitely want Remand and Mana Leak. Core also for another discard outlet. So that takes us up to 20 cards. So I have 3 slots left. I don't want to go any lower than what I would consider most decks to want, 17 lands for a 40 card deck. I want both of these 1-drops for protection and removal. And then the final spot comes down to maybe Baleful Strix, maybe Far and Away, maybe Oblivion Ring or Detention Sphere. I don't think I really considered the rest of that. So I am kind of 2-drop heavy, but that's okay. And I think I want the Baleful Strix for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. I don't know why that card image isn't going away. Ignore this stupid Siege Gang Commander. Okay. So now, there, it went away. Now we'll bring in our non-basics. And sort by color. Okay. So we have 3 white sources in Fortress, Fountain, and Rainforest. And 6 blue sources. And 4 black sources within our non-basics. So I'm not gonna need too many more blue sources. I only have 11 slots to work with. So I think I'll probably do just 2 more islands. Leaves us with 9 slots. Since black is one of our main colors and we only have 4 lands for it, gonna want a good amount for that. Probably 5. I might rethink these once I have it all within my sight, but that sounds good for now. So that'd leave 4 slots for planes. I have 3. Yeah. 3 lands currently that make it. So I think the 4 slots that I have left is probably right. Yeah, I think that's good. So we'll set our lands. And there's the deck. I will title this number 1. Once I save this, it will be in the Decks tab. You'll find another number 1. There was a couple times that I did this that I messed up with the program, and it was a black screen while I did it. You could hear the audio, but it sucked. Okay, so just name this Wub for white, blue, black. Reanimator. And save. Voila. So yeah, I hope you got something out of this. Hope it was fun for you. And let me know if you want me to do more of these. I probably will. For later ones, I'll probably show me forcing an archetype if you want to see that. Or just doing something crazy. Or maybe even streaming one of these so you could ask things while it's happening. But anyway, I bid you adieu. See ya.